You know, this my way, highway thing is nothing new. It started way back in the garden with Adam and Eve. God laid out a plan for them that was God's way. And Eve and then Adam decided, no, I think it's going to be my way. And as a result, every human being that's been born since then has been born automatically traveling on the my way, highway. And this is nothing new for Jesus either. Because Jesus, though he was God, was also fully man. Sometimes we forget he possessed the same full humanity that we possessed. He was tempted in every way, truly tempted as we are. And so in Jesus' life, he had two paths set before him. God's way or his way. And Jesus, even now, is making this choice. And the reason why he rebukes Peter so strongly is because it was Satan himself that had originally tempted Jesus in this way in Matthew chapter 4. You may remember that the Spirit led Jesus into the wilderness to be tempted for 40 days and 40 nights. And one of those temptations was Satan offered him that if he would just bow down and worship Satan, that all the kingdoms of the earth would be his. Right? God had said, look, the way to honor and glory and ruling this world with me is my path. It's a path of suffering. It's a path of sacrifice. And this is the path. And Satan comes along and he says, no. It doesn't have to be that way. There's an easier way, right? My way. Look, it's easy. God, hard. Me, easy. Right? There's God over here. Suffering, rejection, humiliation. And then there's Satan's way. Save your own life. Right? You're going to lose it over there. You need to save it. So Jesus has told us the what, right? What we need to do is deny ourselves, deny our supposed right to go our own way. That's what he's saying. To deny our right to go our own way, to choose to take up our cross and follow Christ. And now he's going to give us the why. We see he uses the word for, F-O-R. Four times in this passage. And each time he uses it, it's to support his previous position of why one should deny himself or herself, take up their cross, and follow Christ. And the first four is that whoever would save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake and the gospel's will save it. Whoever would save his life, right? Exactly what Jesus is looking at. Saving his own life, right? But that's only going to result in losing it. But whoever loses his life for my sake and for the gospel's will save it. You see, saving your life, saving your skin, protecting yourself is exactly the example of the my way, highway. But Jesus says, no, it's the one who loses his life for my sake and for the gospel's that saves it. Or as Matthew puts it, the one who loses his life is the one that will actually find it. This is strange. You lose your life to find it. But what Jesus is saying is that true life, the life that someone talked about earlier here this morning, the life that we try to find by pursuing other things, by following our own way, by trying to find ultimate satisfaction and ultimate life in the things that are temporary, in the things that never ultimately satisfy, right, will only result in losing our life. But true life is found in a commitment to follow Christ. True life is only found when we fully commit to following Jesus Christ. Because when we make that commitment, when we deny ourselves, when we get off of the my way, highway, we learn that it's the only way to truly follow Christ. It's the only way to truly find life, and it's the only way to point the world that so desperately needs Jesus Christ. It's the only way to point a desperate world to Jesus Christ. Now, why is it the only way to truly follow Christ? Because until Christ is your primary allegiance, you're still on the my way highway, right? You're headed the wrong direction. And there's no escape except for this exit ramp that Jesus Christ points out. It's the only escape from the my way highway that leads to loss, that leads to destruction. It's the only way. And the reason it's the only way is because you're serving your flesh. Our Romans chapter 8 passage that was up here earlier says, the man who sets his mind on the things of the flesh, it leads to destruction. So the only way to truly follow Christ is to make Him the primary allegiance, to get off the my way highway, and to say, no, not my will, but your will, Father. Getting off the my way highway is also the only way to find true life. I was thinking about it. I've actually been thinking about it for a few years now. I can't remember how long ago it was, but a few years ago, our family took a vacation, and we went to the Caribbean. Great place, beautiful place, a whole nother world, really, compared to Phoenix, Arizona. We went from dry and parched to lush and filled with water. It was great. And the whole week, I have my 4 children there. Some are old enough to swim at this point, some are not. And the whole week, I keep hoping that I can convince them to go snorkeling in this beautiful, clear water. Now, why do I want them to do that? Right? Because I know something that they don't know. I've already been there. And I know that below that surface of water is a whole nother world. Below that surface of water is an amazing, almost paradise existence of beautiful fish, of other sea creatures and amphibians living in a totally different world. And for 3 days, I tried to persuade them to get in the water. I took them out on a wave runner. We got out maybe 200, 300 yards from the shore, extremely calm water, so clear you could see to the bottom. And here we sit on a wave runner with life jackets on and their daddy right there with them. And they would not get off that wave runner.